MoneyBoyRoy TV. No, it's actually MoneyBoyRoy 561. Um, yeah, so I guess this is my first video, and as you see, just a regular schmegular dude, top flight security. Shit, I'm studying finance. I don't even want to say college because shit, someone might pull up on me, and then it's really gonna be bad. But I don't even know why I'm doing this right now, but I'm gonna get a lot of backlash if this shit blows up. But the thing is, I really don't give a fuck, you know? But listen, man. As I get older, as y'all can tell, I'm black, I'm really starting to see certain things play out in the black community. When I mean play out, I mean I've seen this shit over and over and over and over again, and like we have a lot of fucked up shit that contributes to the reason why we're behind to a lot of other people, and it's a lot of truths that we don't want to admit because everybody wants to believe, oh, we're this holy community, and no, that's not true, because if that were true, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now, and this is what this channel is about. I'm a finance student. I'm studying finance with a concentration in mortgage banking. Because, I'm trying to be a mortgage loan originator. Something that's simple, not too complicated. And that's going to give me a lot of time, because I invest on about $4,000 worth of stocks. And, I plan on being pretty wealthy. But, I'm an Aquarius, so I just think about a lot of shit. And, it's been on my mind for a lot. I watched some of the OGs a little bit of O'Shea, BGS, Minister Jab, Obsidian, Charles Tyler, RP the homie, Yes Jonas, C Boogie, what I'm saying? A lot of shit. I listen to a lot of shit, because I just like processing information. The best thing to do is to call it how it is. I read a book. It was called The Prince by this guy named Niccolo Machiavelli. He lived in 13th century Italy during the times where it was Italian city-states that were ruled by powerful families, and they would just fight against each other. And Niccolo Machiavelli, in that time era, he wrote this book called The Prince, which is made of all these tactics to gain power and shit like that. But if you read the book, the main thing he basically teaches is, if you see things the way they are and not the way they should be, you'll make it farther. And that's what I think we're lacking in the black community. We don't want to call things for what they are. But then the question becomes, why? Because the people that are in power like things the way they are, because they're powerful, and then they're able to do whatever they want, which is understandable. But then there comes the problem. So what are we gonna do about it? And as a community, I don't know what to do about it, but I know how I'm gonna run my household. If you're saying, if I'm blessed enough to find a, how do I say this? Cooperative woman. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these women do not believe in teams. You know, and you know what I'm saying, the roles is fucked up. But you know, this is what the channel's about. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about a lot of finance shit. We're gonna be talking about we're gonna talk about some finance shit, and I'm gonna talk about social issues, man. Cause I wanna get this shit off my chest, and I wanna see where the mind is of a lot of other people. You know, because I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, being smart in the black community, so you just feel like you're alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I catch myself in some situations where I'm around people. I have to dumb myself down to fit in. And at this point in my life, I'm 20 years old. You know, just fuck that. You know, I'm gonna be who I am. I'm not gonna stop being who I am just to conform to a group of people that don't even like me for my true self. You know, that's not who I am. You know, I'd rather live this life being who I am at all times than having to pretend who I am and who I'm not. You know, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just a, you know what I'm saying, I'm just a, you know, a 20-year-old black kid that just likes to learn languages, invest, you know what I'm saying, make money. You know, and, as you see right now, I'm at top 5 security on the job. You know, so, hold on, I had to type in this resident, she just came in. You know, and I'm gonna get a lot of backlash. Like, I know this. It's inevitable, but listen, I gotta talk about this shit. And when I talk and when I argue, I'm not arguing off of straight emotion, but actually backed facts. And you can research it for yourself. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to prove you all something that you can actually Google yourself. And, you know, people say, like, you know, I'm a value investor, and, like, you know, I really listen to, you know, big institutional investors like Warren Buffett and his teachers Benjamin Graham, Philip Fisher, and Charlie Munger, and stuff like that. Benjamin Graham told Warren Buffett, "You're not right because everybody says you're right. You're right because your facts and your reasoning is right." And yeah, that, you know, that's really what it is. And you know, so I'm not really interested in debating people. No, actually, I would be open to hearing different ideas. You know, because that's what shapes your ideas, and it can hone your ideas, and it helps see the mind of where the community is heading. Because remember, there's no such thing really as a community. A community is just a lump of households. It's like an organism. It's just made of a bunch of cells. You know what I'm saying? So basically, however the household is doing is basically however the community is going to do. It's going to be how good the community is going to do, you know? So you can't have a good community in a bad household, you know, because that's ass backwards. Because you can't, how does a bunch of bad households make a good community? You know? That's like saying an organism doesn't have cancer, but there's cancer cells. Like, the cancer's got into all of the cells. You see the logic there? You know? And I'm 20 years old and I can see this shit. So it's like, you know, I'm sorry, if you're 30, 40, and in some cases 50, and you have grandchildren and children and shit, and you really can't see this shit, I really think there's something wrong with you, man. Like, on some real shit. I think there's something very wrong with you. You know, and I think the reason I'm able to see all of this shit is because I was raised in a bad household. You know, I come from a single parent household. You know, and I didn't really reconnect with my father till like I was about 16, but the damage has been done. But, you know, I've been trying to, you know, just being around my father and learning a little bit from him. You know, I'm able I have an idea of what I need to be doing, and I have an idea of how to run a household, but I don't have all the answers, you know? So I make this channel, I just want to see myself. I want to be able to reflect on myself and see myself grow, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I want to be able to communicate with people just like me in the black community. You know, I'm not a I'm not what Obsidian calls a park ape. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But nah, like, I really want to just, exchange ideas with like-minded individuals and older black men, so I can learn from them, because they might have things that I might need, that make the road better for me, that they had to go through, So that's what this thing is. We starting it off. This is Money Boy Roy 561, and yeah, man, I look forward to the adventure with everybody. I don't even know how to use all that hangout shit and donations and shit, but I'm gonna listen. We learn. This is a process, you know what I'm saying? So we about to do what we gotta do. As you can tell, I'm on a grind right now. I might crank out another video, but this one's gonna be more focused, But we gotta start from square one so you can see the evolution of everything. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we got arguments regarding, I've been seeing a lot of passport, and I've been seeing a lot of interracial dating. We're gonna touch on all of that, and you can learn something from me, and in turn, I learn from other people, because at the end of the day, all people learn from each other, There's not been one nation on this earth that didn't borrow something from another people, The Greeks borrowed from the Egyptians, the Romans borrowed from the Greeks, the Spaniards borrowed from the Romans, So, yeah, man. But listen, this is your boy Money Boy Roy, signing out.